Figma overall is a platform to go from idea to app and make it so that you have a seamless journey along the way. One of the products we have is FigJam,
right,
which is a way to do ideation, brainstorming, and really exploration with your team, and also diagramming. And the diagramming use case is something that we've been focused on a lot because it's a key part of how you plan for your team, think through decisions, and more. And one thing that I've personally noticed in my own use of ChatGPT and other LMs is you often get to this place where they actually have a very good ability to understand a diagram, but not the ability to express it.
Right.
Instead you get mermaid code, you get abstract stuff that you need to copy and paste to something, and there's not really a good place to paste it even. And so when we had a chance to talk with ChatGPT about this integration, we got really excited about what can we do to make it so that you can take the mermaid code generated through ChatGPT and then be able to use it in FigJam.
It also lets the user articulate perhaps more easily just because it's a prompt to result system. Why is it better from the user's perspective or somebody working on the project to do it through ChatGPT and not within FigJam in and of itself?
Well, actually we think of it as a both.
Okay.
There are times you know exactly what you're going for and you just want to draw something out as a diagram. There's also times when you collaborate with your team. That's what FigJam really started as, whiteboarding and brainstorming. But I also see it as a workflow where sometimes what you want, I was doing this last night for example, you want to start with the ChatGPT session, you want to build up a lot of context, make it into a diagram, iterate through prompting a little bit, and then pull it in to Figma's platform. That way you can save it, you can share it, but also you can tweak it. And I think that right now we're in this world where whether it's software and the exponential rise that might be even going vertical, that's been happening for decades.
Right.
But even more so now. And as that's happening, design, taste, craft, point of view, that's a differentiator. But also for visual communication, it's so important to be able to really easily visually communicate your ideas. And if you're not able to show up in the workplace that way, and to be able to show up with high design literacy and the ability to express yourself in your communication, then you're kind of at a disadvantage. So how do we make it so that more people are able to do that? And I think this is a way that makes it so that more people can even faster go create that diagram, go create something in FigJam, and also they can then go modify it more and they can actually make it their own once they actually open it up on the platform. So it excites me a lot, both the prompting iteratively as well as the way that you go into from that, the Figma platform, and you can share, you can edit.
There is an interesting debate to be had about the direction of traffic. When you were negotiating with OpenAI to be one of these initial third parties, what concerns did you have that it would take people's time away from FigJam as an example and be within ChatGPT, or do you not see it like that? I
didn't even see it like that really, because I'll give an example. I mean, New Year's Eve of this year, I'm kind of nerdy, my friends are nerdy. We do talks every year, and we each give a talk for New Year's Eve, and I thought, okay, my talk is going to be on the tech tree from now to 2100.
Okay, as opposed to a resolution,
Oh, we do resolutions too.
Okay.
It's white elephant resolutions, different topic for another time. That's a fun one. Anyway, so I basically was getting very excited about O1 Pro, trying that out, and I thought, okay, this would be an hour or two maybe. I started prompting O1 Pro to give me a tech tree, and it actually ended up being a 24-hour thing of, 2/3 of that time was O1 Pro, a third was then copy and pasting manually into FigJam and doing all that layout. Last night I did it again, and I put a video up online about it. It took me, I think, overall between the prompting and then the editing in FigJam and laying it out perfectly, half an hour total. So the ability to, with better models, have richer context and have the ability to just go bigger and think bigger and to really iterate through your ideas, but also the ability to then have applications on top, such as FigJam.
You can do more, and
you can do
more
way
quickly.
more, and more quickly, but also you can go explore more things.
There are now 800 million active weekly users or weekly active users on ChatGPT. Do you therefore see it as a good sales channel or go-to-market channel now that you're an API partner?
It could be. We'll have to see over
Right.
time. The primary motivation's on the user side always. How do we make it so that we have the best experience for our users? And sometimes that's going to be in FigJam. Sometimes that's going to be elsewhere.
Right.
And more generally right now, we are thinking a lot about how do we extend our ecosystem. So Figma Design, our flagship product, is a way to basically go and design interfaces. With Dev Mode MCP, you can then actually integrate into IDEs, codecs, whatever, and anything that supports MCP, pull that context out of Figma Design into your editor, your agentic environment of choice. And I think more generally, across our platform, we're thinking through how do we open up the ecosystem. Even for Figma Make, which is one of our most important efforts right now that we are pushing super hard on, this is how you go from prompt to app in just one step. And then you can iterate through prompting. We want to both connect it with the Figma platform, make it so you have a round trip with Figma Design, and you can edit it, you can improve the visuals, but also even for the competitors to Figma Make, we are trying to be ecosystem partners with them as well. Because we believe that the product development lifecycle is on Figma, but design is this gravitational pull. Because design is what's going to make you win or lose in an age where software and the rate of software creation is increasing more than ever before.
If you build out this ecosystem and OpenAI is going to participate in it, and it sounds like volumetrically for both of you, it's really important. But is there some kind of revenue sharing agreement? Like, what is in it for you guys as partners other than the technology cooperation?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really like a negotiation of any kind. It was a collaboration, and our engineers, our product people, we're talking with their engineers, their product people.
Yeah.
We just have like a Slack channel going. I was literally DMing their engineers up to, I think, midnight last night.
Wow.
Just identifying long tail issues that they're checking out to make sure everything's ready for a day.
Yes.
And the team's been amazing to work with. And yeah, just in general, been very thankful for the partnership and the chance to go build this Figma app on the ChatGPT system.
Dylan, I know that you probably weren't paying attention to this particular point, but during the early part of the keynote, Figma shares went ballistic, frankly. Many other names did as well when they were going through the list of partners that will be API access through to ChatGPT. What does that signal to you about, when OpenAI communicates, there is that level of response from your investors and the technology industry at large?
Yeah, you surprised me with that earlier before we started talking in the interview, and I'll have to check it later. But I don't know is the honest answer, because it's not really something that I'm as tuned into. I told the team before we IPO'd, during the IPO, after the IPO, number goes up, number goes down.
Right.
What matters are the inputs. Every day we got to be driving to make sure that we are making a better user experience, better products for all of our users on the platform. And so I think if it means anything to me, it's people see possibility in how these systems can work together. But now we have to go make sure that we prove it, and that it's great. And hopefully it's just a start, and there's a lot more we can do.
Very quickly, before we let you go, you talked about speaking with slacking the OpenAI engineering team until very late last night. Just as a moment in time like this Dev Day, where there are thousands of people here in Fort Mason, San Francisco, in your technology career, could you try and summarize what you think is happening, in particular with AI and what's happening in this city?
I think it's a moment of excitement. And I mean, look, if you're an engineer, if you're a designer, a product person, what do you love? You love new toys. And there are new toys every week or two right now. Toys you can go build with, things that you can go and use to invent the future and create new workflows. That's exciting for a technologist. And where it all goes, nobody knows. If they tell you they do, they're lying to you or to themselves. I don't know where everything's headed, but I think that definitely it's a moment of excitement right now. And we're excited about all the change we can make for our users and how we can make their experience using Figma better.